Peace, Chem family. Welcome back to my channel. I am BaNAuset KaNSekhmet, the naturopathic nurse and founder for Kemetic Wellness Sacred Healing Center. Today, I wanted to talk about why people are fighting over Popeye's chicken. Now, I know you all have probably heard a lot about this in the news recently, people fighting over Popeye's chicken, and it may be, there may be a few things that you haven't connected yet. So I wanted to give my perspective on this. So it just reminded me actually of myself a couple of weeks ago. I had a craving, okay? I had a craving for Checkers fries. And I don't know if you've ever had Checkers seasoned fries, but ooh, they are so good. They're so good. But I hadn't been to Checkers in a long time. The way I eat now, I really don't go to fast food restaurants anymore, but I had a little taste. I had a little taste for the fries, and I had to go and check them out. So that's what I did. I went into Checkers fries, and one of the things that I noticed right off the bat, I felt very out of place because everyone who I saw in that establishment looked very downtrodden, or not really paying much attention to their appearance, so you could tell something was off about them. Just about every single person, including the people who worked there was just something off about them. Either they were there in their pajamas and house slippers on, or they had their pants sagging all the way off their behind, or hair wasn't combed, or they just had a bonnet on their head, or they just look a little slow, agitated. You know, the ones who quick to kind of curse you out at a moment's notice. You could just kind of tell that everyone in there was a little bit off. And it reminded me of the crowd that I would see very often when I was younger, when I would go to certain fast food restaurants. If I would go to Mickey D's, or I would go to Burger King, or, you know, any of these establishments, it was the same type of environment that I saw. You may see a homeless person opening the door for you, or inside begging you for food, or asking you for money, things like that. And it's something that a lot of people don't think about, which is the connection between your nutrition and your mental health. If you've ever noticed that the places where certain type of people congregate is in direct correlation with the type of food that's being served at those establishments. I want you to just pay attention to that. You know, get a mental picture of the type of people that you see in these fast food restaurants, in McDonald's, in Popeyes, in Burger King, in Wendy's. Take a look at the types of people that you see when you go there versus who you see when you go to, for example, Whole Foods. Just take a look at the types of people. I noticed another thing. When I would see people fighting on these videos, these viral videos online, it's almost always in a fast food restaurant. Always a fast food restaurant. Now, if you haven't seen my video that I've already done on the link between mental health and nutrition, I would suggest that you go ahead and check that out. I think that's like the first or the second video that I did on this channel. And it talks about the link between that. One of the things that people don't quite understand when it comes to your nutrition and how it affects your mental health is that everything that you're eating is either taking away from the nutrients in your body, because your body has to use its energy to process the food, right? Or it's giving to your body, adding nutrients. So you got to think about which type of foods are going to add nutrients and which types of foods are going to take away nutrients from the body. Foods that are denatured, processed, devitalized, those are foods that rob the body of nutrients and minerals, including the nutrients that are supposed to go and nourish the brain, that make you think properly, that make you pay attention to yourself and notice yourself. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't come outside the house with house slippers on. This is probably not appropriate if I look around, you know, at how certain people carry themselves. That might not be a look that I want to go for. But people who live in certain environments and eat a particular way, they're not able to really see themselves in the proper light because they are nutritionally deficient. And people are not seeing it that way, but that's really what it is. So let me explain to you what the body goes through when you eat, basically. There's 4 stages in digestion. The first stage is the ingestion phase, which is where you're actually eating the food. You're eating the food, breaking it down, chewing it, okay? That's ingestion. Then the digestion phase begins when it starts to be broken down. The enzymes in the mouth break the food down, and then it goes into the stomach, and the enzymes in the stomach start to break the food down and things like that. That's the first part of the digestive phase, is breaking it down. Then you have the absorption and the assimilation phase, where the food now becomes a part of the body. All of the nutrients that are in the food, the minerals, the vitamins, all of those things are taken in, and you literally become what you eat. So whatever nutrients are in those foods is what becomes a part of your cellular makeup. Then you have the elimination phase, where whatever it has not been used by the body gets eliminated through urination and defecation. It's important for me to explain that to you so you understand what I'm talking about. So if you have just eaten food that's devitalized, that has no nutrients in it, that may be actually slow poison to you, you pretty much just robbed your body of nutrients. And once you do that, meal after meal after meal after meal after meal after meal after meal, over years, you start to develop different diseases. It could be anything from depression to cancer. You don't know how that's going to manifest in your body based on your environment, based on the things, the stressors that you are taking on in your everyday life. You don't know how that's going to manifest within your body. But when you are nutritionally deficient, it can look like a whole lot of different things. And one of those things is mental health. Now, for a normal person, you may think, why in the world would I go somewhere and fight somebody over a chicken sandwich? You may think that. You may think that. But somebody else who's eating these chicken sandwiches every single day may not have the capacity to really think that far. And it's because they're not making the connection between what they're eating and what they are thinking, or how they're thinking. They're not making the link between that. Okay? So let me talk about what's actually in the Popeyes chicken sandwich, so you can kind of get an idea for yourself. So what I'm going to do is read off the list. Now this ingredient list, these are the ingredients in the mild chicken for Popeyes, okay? Now the chicken itself contains mild seasoning, salt, monosodium glutamate, that's MSG for those of you who don't know, seasoning including dried garlic, dried onion, and it also tells you that it contains MSG. Now the batter that the chicken is fried in, these are the ingredients in the batter: enriched bleached white flour, salt, spack, something called spack, and what that is enriched bleach flour with iron, thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, and folic acid. Okay. Also has salt, sugar, FD&C yellow number 5. May also contain yellow number 6, red number 40, red number 3, grape color extract, blue number 1, blue number 2, beet color extract, annatto extract, and or turmeric extract. Also contains spices, dried whole eggs, non-fat dried milk, leavening, microcrystalline cellulose, natural flavor. And for those of you all who don't know, natural flavor, there's actually nothing natural about natural flavors. These are just an array of flavors that are approved by the FDA for use in foods. And they're supposedly generally recognized as safe. Okay. The product also contains corn syrup solids. It contains wheat, egg, milk, yellow number 5, and number 6, red number 3, and number 40, blue number 1, and number 2. And the flour itself is bleached wheat flour and malted barley. Okay, so those are the ingredients in Popeye's chicken. I'm not sure if you heard anything in there that would give you a very high mineral content. Did you hear anything like that? Did you hear any spinach, celery, spirulina, greens, any type of greens, fruit? You know, those are the things that give you minerals and vitamins. Doesn't contain really anything resembling food, actually. The only thing in there listed that's really food is wheat, which has been completely broken down. The garlic and onion, which is dried. And that's about it. It has some salt, some sugar, some fake seasonings, and some processed wheat flour. Now I'm reading the ingredients list just to point out to you all how important it is for you to do that for yourself, to actually know what is in the foods that you're eating, because they do affect you. They do affect your mental wellness. I remember the way that I was eating when I was experiencing depression, and I was eating a whole lot of Popeye's chicken back then. I was eating a lot of fast food. I was eating a lot of garbage food, a lot of artificial sweeteners, a lot of crap. And I did not realize, or I didn't make the link back then between my nutrition and my mental wellness at the time. And all I want to say to anybody who may be experiencing any type of issues like that is, before you go and let somebody put you on a pill, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're not eating foods that's depleting your ability to think properly and hindering your mental faculties before you get somebody to put you on a pill, because that doesn't solve your problem. I want to encourage you that if you are experiencing any sort of mental health issues, whether that's anything from anger to not being able to control yourself emotionally, to depression, to anxiety, I encourage you to look at the foods that you're eating, okay? To incorporate foods that are going to nourish you, that are going to fully nourish your body, so that you can give yourself the best chance of experiencing a state of mental wellness. It's really important to learn how to take care of yourself before you give your power over to someone else. You have the power to heal yourself, mind, body, and spirit. I hope the information in this video was helpful to you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more videos. Hit the like button and share this with someone who you feel could benefit. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.